Established vendor audit process. There are two types of audits, the announced one and the unannounced one. The announced audit, that means we're going to notify you that an audit is scheduled. And the auditor will explain the process to you including what is needed for the audit and the time frame to be audited. The minimum time frame to be audited will be 4 months. You will be notified by mail, email, or fax, and a letter will be provided stating the date of the visit and other information regarding the audit, including a form on which the DSP will list all the sale waiver clients during the audit period. You must have all the records of the client served during the time frame ready for review. This includes timesheets, billing, missed visit reports, and supervisory visits. You will have worker files ready to review for all personnel having served those clients or having reviewed those workers, even if they are no longer employed by you. The unannounced audit, better known as a surprise audit. The unannounced audit requires no prior notification to the DSP. The auditors will explain the process to the DSP, including what is needed for the audit and the time frame to be audited at the time of arrival. The minimum time frame to be audited will be 4 months. All vendors are subject to random unannounced audit areas, the administrative requirements, your liability insurance, workers' comp insurance, policies and procedures, your personnel requirements, the TB tests and screenings, qualifications, training, and background checks, client records, the client demographics, service records, etc., billing, the EVV system records, supervisory visits, missed visits, inaccurate billings. Other areas as may be identified during the audit process. Audit schedule. Audits will be conducted on an annual basis or more frequently at sales staff's discretion. If on the annual audit, a DSP is found to meet waiver regulations with minimal or no findings, an audit is not required but is optional for the next year. If the DSP is found to be out of compliance, a plan of correction is implemented with at least yearly audits. Sales staff has the option to schedule an audit as announced or unannounced. An announced visit requires the auditor to send prior notification to the DSP. An unannounced audit requires no prior notification. What an audit looks like. 3 sections. An entrance conference just to come in and say, this is what we're looking at today, auditing the records, and then recap just to tell the DSP the review of the findings. So the files that are going to be audited will be the administrative files, the policies and procedures, the complaint log, business documentation, and client files. Employee files, the administrator, RN supervisor, RN LPNs who perform supervisory visits, all direct care employees providing services, office workers having access to confidential client information, that can all be audited. All employees must meet employee requirements. All employees must meet worker training requirements. A proof, which would be a copy of a statewide, county, and municipality background check, and all employee files, proof, which would be a copy of the National Sex Offender Registry check, and all files. Again, all states must be checked. And again, the run date has to be on all of these background check documents. You can't be handwritten in. If it didn't print out on the page, you printed the wrong page from their website, and you need to go back and do that again. So proof or copy of the Alabama Certified Nurse Aid Registry checks and direct service and nursing staff. When a plan of correction is required, the DSP will have 15 days from notification to submit a plan of correction to the cell reviewer. If the findings are minimal, DSP can choose to provide the plan of correction while the cell reviewer is present. If the plan of The plan of correction must address each area of noncompliance and must identify DSP personnel responsible for ensuring the issues are correct or monitored. Plan of correction. If the plan of correction is unacceptable and does not meet cell requirements, you will be contacted by mail and or email with a formal notice. The concerns of the plan of correction will be addressed and DSP will be offered an opportunity to resubmit a plan of correction within 15 days of the written notice their plan was denied or unacceptable. Upon receipt of the second plan of correction, a determination will be made to determine if the plan of correction is acceptable, approved, or unacceptable, denied. If the plan is acceptable, notice will be sent to DSP, notifying them the plan is approved. Follow-up visits will occur depending upon the seriousness of the discrepancies noted during the cell audit. If major deficiencies occur in one area of the audit tool, a 6-month follow-up visit will be necessary. If major deficiencies in 2 or more of the audit tool areas are found and a majority of records reviewed, a 3-month follow-up visit will be necessary. Findings in all areas of the audit tool will constitute a major deficiency and a follow-up visit will be necessary. During the follow-up visit, the cell reviewer will conduct the audit by reviewing the plan of correction and monitoring DSP's current documentation, thus ensuring the plan of correction is being implemented. An exit conference will be held with DSP following the same procedures identified previously. Health and safety violations, missing and or late TB tests and screenings, missing and or late national sex offender registry checks, missing and or late employee background checks or fraud abuse registry checks, that RN or LPN not meeting waiver requirements, for example, education, prior work experience, and licensure. The possible consequences of this: immediate notification to the case managers to make other arrangements for the provision of services for the client, including notification to the client's caregiver or responsible person in contract with another DSP to ensure health and safety. Immediate notification to the cell director providing information on steps taken to ensure health and safety of waiver clients. Notification to Medicaid. Immediate plan of correction from DSP covering the health and safety issue with a written plan or plan of correction to follow within 15 working days. The plan of correction should set forth timelines reasonable to correct the identified problems and steps DSP has taken to ensure the problem will not reoccur. If a plan of correction is not implemented, the case manager will be notified to move clients to another DSP, and the cell director will be notified. Cell reserves the right to place DSP on immediate probation, and cell reserves the right to terminate the memorandum of agreement. Retraining. Each DSP will be provided the opportunity for retraining on the scope of services at the conclusion of the exit conference after each audit. Each DSP can request that a program specialist come to their facility and work with them on areas that need improvement. Recoupment or overpayment. Cell may recoup funds previously paid to DSP for reasons that may include but are not limited to health and safety violations, non-compliance with the required initial visit, non-compliance with supervisory visits, billing for services not provided. Always audited documents. DSP agrees to cooperate with audits conducted by cell staff. Audits will be conducted annually, but more frequently at the cell staff's discretion. Audits will be conducted on site every 2 years, alternating years with a desk audit. Audits may be scheduled or unannounced. At the time of the audit, DSP will make the following documentation available: copy of business licenses, proof of liability and workers' compensation coverage, projected budget for the year, and at least 6 months of bank statements or other suitable documentation, such as a DSP's bank letter of credit, showing sufficient capital to maintain business operations when payment from the state of Alabama Comptroller's Office is significantly delayed, such as during the change of fiscal years. It's not going to take 6 months to be paid, but we just need to know that you're able to cover that. And just a few more: your policies and procedures manuals, your in-service training records, your emergency plan that includes a provision of client services, your complaint log that is specific to sale, files on all direct service workers providing services to sale consumers, even if no longer employed at the time of the audit, file on sale clients served during the audit period, and copies of all EVV system service logs, timesheets, and missed visit, supervisory visits, billing and claim reports for the designated audit period. Anything to do with billing, in other words. If you have any questions, please give me a call. I'm Lillian Butler. I'm at 334-293-7349. And we will